Hi there. Welcome to Fireside Chat with Bill. I'm Bill. I just want to welcome everyone. It's been a while. We've taken quite a long break, but nice new cup, Fireside Chat with Bill. Thought everyone would be quite impressed with that on our new opening of the show. Quite delicious. Great to have everyone. For those our viewers that are new to the show, just a quick primer on what this is all about. We have viewers that send in burning questions, just crazy burning questions that they can't get answered on the internet, and we have this huge research team that supports me on digging deep, finding answers to these questions, and then we present them to you. So you submit the questions, we answer them, easy peasy. That's how it goes. So that's great. As I mentioned, with this break, we've had a bit of a lull, but you viewers have just been excellent. We've received so much material, and there's only so much you can air. That's the problem. So I really hope people aren't disappointed if you don't see your question on the show today. But don't let that stop you from submitting material, because we're going to ramp up production again, and I'd love to continue to have this great inventory of questions to answer. So we've got our lineup tonight. It's a doozy. It really is. So just sit right back. We're going to start with a question from Rob. So if you don't mind, folks, roll that video from Rob.
Hey there, Bill. I have a burning question for you. Since you've recently become a yachting enthusiast, I'm curious to know who you think would be a better yachting companion. Judge Smales or Thurston Howell III? Let me know.
Whoa, good question. All right, who is the favored sailing companion between Judge Smales and Thurston Howell III? So we have a number of young viewers. We attract viewers across the spectrum, as you can imagine. And some of our younger viewers may not understand or know who these characters are. So let's have a little primer for them. We'll start with Judge Smales. Judge Smales, just an excellent character from the movie Caddyshack. He was just an excellent film, by the way. He was a judge, he was a golfer, and he was a skipper. He was a skipper in the movie of a small sailing boat called the Flying Wasp. The Flying Wasp it was. So, I mean, there's choice number one. And then we can look at choice number two. Choice number two is Thurston Howell III. Thurston Howell III is a character from a 1970s sitcom called Gilligan's Island. Love that show. Iconic show, by the way. With Thurston Howell, he was a millionaire. He was a passenger on a fateful trip on the SS Minnow in that show. Both would be very interesting sailmates. I'll start off with that one. Rob, if there was a contest, if the question was who's the best dressed sailor, I think the nod may go to the questioner himself, Rob. Look at that get up, very impressive. Anyway, that we can't ask that question because Fireside Chat isn't about asking questions, it's answering them. No one wrote in to ask that question, so we have to nullify that question. It doesn't exist. We have to answer the question you asked, Rob. Who's the preferred sailmate between those two characters? I think it comes down to, don't forget, when you invite one of these to go sailing or yachting with you, you're getting the group that comes with them. So let's look at Judge Smales. You would get his niece, Lacey Underall, and his intern, his law intern, Chuck. All right, so that's who would come along with Judge Smales on that excursion. On the other hand, with Thurston Howell III, you would have Gilligan, the skipper too, a millionaire who's Thurston and his wife, a movie star, the professor, and Marianne. I mean, look at that group. That is a party waiting to happen. So my choice would be Thurston Howell III and his cast of characters that comes with him. That would be my preferred sailmate, and I think anybody's preferred sailmate, given that question. All right, well, thank you. Excellent question, Rob. Thanks a lot. Now we're going to listen to a new one. We've got a new question. Roll that tape. We have a question from Dave, and here it is.
Hi, Bill. This is Dave. I was speaking to little Davey, and he was very appreciative of you answering his question last time on the Fireside chat with Bill. In fact, he sees you as somewhat of an oracle. He calls you William of Fireside. He keeps asking question after question of me, but he asks them all on Twitter and Facebook. Questions like, WTF, what the hell are you doing there? And WTF, do you know why I'm listening to you? So he asks me these questions all the time, but he did come up with one special one for today that he would like the answer to. It's a three-part question. So the first part of the question is, why do you spell your last name wrong? The second question is a related question. Is it an Irish ghetto thing? And the third question is, of course, should we be calling you DeWilly? D''Willy. Thank you. I know that little Davey would really appreciate your answer.
All right. Well, Dave, thanks very much for all those. Wow. That was a lot of questions. I think I was listening, and I hope the folks at home are listening. I think I heard 3 WTF questions, followed by another 2 questions, A, B, and then I think you were trying to sneak in some subsections on those with Roman numeral 1, 2, and 3. I mean, let's correct this right now, guys. Fireside chat's about one question. It's great that there's so many questions to ask, but we ask for one question per participant, and we provide the answer to that question. So I'm going to sift through all those. They were excellent questions. I'm going to sift through them all, and I'm going to pick the question of, why do you spell your name wrong? I think that's a fair question, and I'll address that. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my last name is Daly, and it's spelled D-A-L-Y, which I believe is the correct version. Now, there's other spellings, such as D-A-L-E-Y, and there's another spelling called D-A-I-L-Y. So let's go through them. Let's start with that last one, D-A-I-L-Y. I mean, that's just a boring way of spelling it. We've got our daily routine. We go about our daily tasks. I mean, it's just mundane. It's boring. Who would want to spell their name in a boring way? So I don't choose that name. And then we'll look at D-A-L-E-Y. Okay, so that spelling is just for people that can't spell. I mean, you start writing your name D-A-L, and you're like, whoa, I'm going to throw an E in there, and I'm going to finish it with a Y. You just don't know. That's stupid. So I choose not to be stupid, and I don't spell it that way. And then we look at D-A-L-Y. What that is it's a person who's spelling it. They go D-A-L, and they say, I'm tired. I don't have time. I'm too busy. I'm just going to end this with a Y. And that's what they do. And that's, that fits my lifestyle. As you can imagine, really busy. I mean, I got the Fireside chat show. There's prepping for the Fireside chat show. I mean, there's a lot of things I do, lots. And so this way of spelling it suits my lifestyle, just quick and easy, D-A-L-Y. And so for that reason, 3 alternates, I've chosen the best one, so it's not spelled incorrectly. So thank you, Dave, for that. Hopefully we'll use some of these other 18 questions you asked on a previous show. If we don't get other answers or questions from other people, please send them in. But thanks very much. Excellent, excellent. We are going to go now to an additional question from our new participant, Corey. Please roll that tape. Thank you.
Well, hello, Billy and Fireside Chat. I do have an honest question. I'm very curious to hear what you think about how often you should clean a bathroom. Family of 6, using a shower, toilet. Love to hear your thoughts. What is your frequency cleaning a bathroom?
Whoa, Corey, that's a very practical question you're asking. I like that. I don't get too many of those practical questions. So let's address this. I mean, you know, in my case, I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate. I live in one of those houses where the cleaning fairies just kind of come at night when you're sleeping, and they take care of your bathrooms. And so very fortunate that way. So I don't have any firsthand experience here on how often you clean your bathroom. But as I've mentioned before, we have a team of researchers here, and we've done a lot of research. So we're going to address this question for you. I think, you know, we've got to be reasonable. We've got to set an expectation of how clean this bathroom for 6 people should be. One end of the spectrum could be like Buckingham Palace, impeccably clean all the time. And then the other end is like a bus station. I mean, presumably where you want to be is somewhere in the middle, maybe closer to Buckingham Palace than the bus station. But what I'm saying is we're going to have a reasonable expectation of cleanliness here. So keeping that in mind, I mean, I'd like to share with you a very interesting tool. I've brought it here. It's a bit of a show and tell. This is called a toilet brush. I wasn't as familiar with this as I should be, but if I turn this around, this toilet brush is just excellent for using between cleanings. I mean, you don't have to use this on the big clean. You can do it in between cleanings. So I would really highly recommend for your family to make use of this excellent apparatus. Very excellent. So if you follow my advice and use something like that, and maybe clean up after yourself when you brush your teeth, but that's really important. That's the most important thing. I predict that you can get by without cleaning it for 5 days. 5 days is the ideal interval for cleaning a bathroom in a realistic way. Excellent. Okay, well, we've answered that. Hopefully that helps you and your family, and I look forward to getting some feedback from you going forward. Okay, excellent. Okay, guys, that was as I said, very practical. I like getting practical like that, and I liked introducing myself to this new tool. We're going to now have a question from Kent. Everyone, please, or I should say, assistant, please roll that tape. Thank you.
This is for Fireside Chat with Bill. I've been following Bill's career for many years, probably since the late 70s when he was first involved in film. Actually, he was a triple threat back in the day. He produced, directed, and starred in Walk with Bill back in late 1979. Since then, he's only increased in popularity, surely. But anyway, and the other thing, when I watched episode 3, which I thought was probably the apex of stunning career, I have one thing to say. Much like the cowbell is to Blue Oyster Cult, we need more of Garrett. Anyway, my question is this. When the Kool-Aid man breaks through the wall, and everybody's happy to see him, I want to know, is the Kool-Aid man the jug that contains the Kool-Aid, or is it the Kool-Aid therein? This is my burning question. I await your genius response.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Woo! So much to address from this video from our friend Kent. Where do I start? First of all, his fire was impressive. Makes mine look like a Bic lighter. So kudos for that fire. Very, very impressive. I mean, the sound on that video was a bit muffled. Part of it was due to the pops we heard from that massive fire. And the other reason was the pops Kent was drinking by that massive fire. So based on those two, I was considering using subtitles to get the point across of those videos, but I decided not to. Let's just summarize. I mean, Kent started, he gave a very nice history of my background in film, which I very much appreciated. And then really his question is the Kool-Aid Man the jug, or is Kool-Aid Man the Kool-Aid in the jug? Okay, so again, we need a bit of a history lesson for perhaps some of our younger viewers. We're going to roll some film of some iconic Kool-Aid Man commercials just to give a background so we can get on with addressing this question for Kent. Roll that film. So that's who Kool-Aid Man is, and that's the subject of this question. I think back on the video, and Kent had a great line in there. He said, Kool-Aid Man breaks through the wall and everyone's happy. It's so true, isn't it? I mean, who wouldn't be happy? You're staring at a brick wall or a fence, and all of a sudden, Kool-Aid Man comes through with free Kool-Aid for everyone. I mean, how much better does it get than that? So really, that shows the significance of us trying to find this answer for Kent. So once again, is Kool-Aid Man the jug, or is Kool-Aid Man the Kool-Aid in the jug? You know, to come up with this answer, I think we have to try and separate the two in terms of examples. So let's say Kool-Aid Man is the jug. There's no Kool-Aid. What is that? You see the jug, it's like, hey, what's this jug doing here? Who brought this jug? Who's the jughead? It's just nothing. On the other hand, if Kool-Aid Man is Kool-Aid and there's no jug, wow, what a mess. What's this? Did Kool-Aid Man have an accident? Who did this? Ma! Kool-Aid everywhere! That's what you're gonna get. So again, that can't be Kool-Aid Man. The answer is it's the combination of the two. Kool-Aid Man is the jug with the Kool-Aid. And to quote Kent, everyone's happy. So we're going to leave it at that, folks, tonight. That was an excellent question, Kent. I love Kool-Aid Man, and hopefully some of our viewers that weren't that familiar with Kool-Aid Man after seeing the videos know this great character now, too. It's been a great evening. I appreciate everyone watching Fireside Chat. Subscribe to the channel. And good to see everyone. Send in those questions. Take care.